How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So if you're just joining us, which one of these days I'm going to have to stop saying because it's just going to get to be too much to do a recap every single time. But if you are just joining us, obviously I live in my van. The channel's called Van Life Plus. Van life means usually living in a van or any other sort of like mobile thing, at least to me. I also am currently going through the grind of having a damaged disc in my back, and I'm just trying to learn how to. That would be my cat Penny rubbing up on my phone while I'm filming. Thank you, Penny. Yes, I know you're probably hungry. Give me a minute, please. I'm just going through the motions of trying to learn how to exist in my van and move around in it. It's very rude. She doesn't give a. And it's been an uphill battle for sure, but I feel like it would be an uphill battle. It doesn't matter if you live in a van or not. I've definitely seen people's concerns in the comments about the fact that I live in a low top, and I'm sure it's not helping, but it's not any worse. Like if I need to stand up, which I'm going to do in a moment, I can just go outside and that's fine. I really wanted to start this video by saying, number one, I'm sorry I didn't acknowledge it in the last video. I'd already started filming it before the video before that went live, which was the video that initially talked about all of my pain that I was experiencing. And the absolutely overwhelming feedback from everybody sharing their stories, sharing their sympathy, and just the general across the board positive support from everybody. There was no way I could take the time to respond to each and every one of you. You might be thinking, well, Matt, you have time. Why weren't you responding? No, I was using that time to, writhe in agony on my bed. So I will take this moment now and just say thank you to each and every one of you for your comment on that video. It was moving to say the least, and definitely what I needed at the time. That is actually how I filled a lot of my time last night, was just going through and reading those comments. So just know that I appreciate it, and I saw each and every one of them. Thank you so very much. Now here we are. It is the next day. If you watched the actual previous video to this one, I basically disabled my airflow in my van. So I was changing out the climate control head that controls, your AC and your heat and your fan speed and all of that good stuff. Comes the other one. Hi, Stella. And in doing so and swapping those out, somehow we just completely stopped the blower motor from working. So that's going to be my first little task today, is to look into that. Although I have very little confidence that I'll be able to do anything. I'm at a campground in Banff National Park right now, and I don't know there's going to be much I'm going to be able to do here. I am going to check fuses, and if they're not blown, that's about the end of the story. Before I get to that, I just kind of got to get my day started here. I've been told that I need to ice my back and avoid heat for the time being. Just ice, even though it's uncomfortable. Obviously, living in a van, I do have a fridge. I have my set power fridge, and it can be a fridge or a freezer. So I could turn it into a freezer and freeze the little gel pack that I have. Unfortunately, I have a lot of food items that I don't want to freeze. Fortunately, I'm in the mountains of Canada, and it's winter, and while it has been unseasonably beautiful weather for this time of year so far, it does get quite cold in the evening. Let's see how well this worked. Reach up onto the roof. I might have waited too long into the day, because I did end up getting a fairly decent sleep last night. But that's a hell of a lot colder than this would be had I left it in my fridge all night. Whew, she's cold. Definitely don't want it on my bare back. Bare back. Everybody just calm down. Is this the way that this thing... No. They should make these things easier to put on, especially if they're for people with sore backs. Sorry for the loud noise. I'm just turning on my diesel heater, because last night I was able to use my little electric space heater because we've got power out here. So that was super cool. Is that even... Oh yeah. So that helps save on diesel for sure. But now that thing draws a lot of power, and I'm charging up my computer and stuff. I don't want to blow a breaker. Okay, so that's pretty good. I've also got these prescription anti-inflammatories called diclofenac. These were not prescribed for this specific situation. I've got basically an ongoing prescription for these because I've got other chronic pain that I'm dealing with and I've been chasing for over 10 years, feels like sometimes. But don't worry, even that pain was so under control that I wasn't even taking these every day. I just decided to get them refilled when the universe decided to say, hey, have some back pain. And now that I have shore power, I'm going to take advantage of my Keurig. We're going to have ourselves a tasty little Cinnabon Classic Cinnamon Roll coffee this morning. I don't usually get to use this unless I have shore power just because of my current battery setup. Yada, yada, yada. We'll get into that later. Give me coffee. Oh, God, give me a cup. Where's my... There we go. Good gravy. Whew, that was a close one. Don't you dare jump outside. Oh, you want to jump up here? I guess I could feed you too, eh? Is it time? All right, hang on. Let's see how this is going to work. Put all this stuff back in the sink. There we go. Thanks, Penny. That was real helpful. Where are you going? The food's going to be here. Oh, boy. Oh, pee bottle. Always in the way. Whatever. I'm not even going to bother. Okay. They've been eating wet food, wet food, wet food. Today is definitely a cookies day. There you go. And she immediately comes back, bringing half of the house with her. Make sure you eat real fast. That's the last food left on the planet. All right? Good girl. I know, Stella, it's hard to move around in here, isn't it? I was able to take advantage of the showers that they have here. There are free showers. Well, free, it's included in the cost of the campground. Oh no, my ice pack bag is gone all droopy. Hang on. Not gonna do a lot of good down there. Yeah, I should have done a little bit more research. This thing sucks. You basically have to strangle your abdomen if you want it to stay on. You think there'd be like a little, like a hoop or something on this side of the bag to put the belt through, but no, it's just a matter of compressing it like against itself over your very large gut, and then make sure it's even there. I already screwed it up. Wanna know why? Because you can't see my back. Hoodie, you stupid. Look, the last video just exported. Trippy. My computer's right there. I don't know if you can see it. Well, there, that's a little bit better. Hopefully that stays. I mean, I understand these things are probably not designed for you to be moving around with it while it's on. But I haven't really moved. And yes, I know I'm sitting on a poop bucket. That's not ideal for any of this either. We'll get to that. That smells really good. Oh, nice. My candy's falling down. Yikes. Cheers. Let's get some creamer in there. It's way too dark for my liking. Watch out for the coffee right behind your butt, Penny. I mean, I understand it's a beautiful view. I would take a minute to take it in as well. Okay, let's see how this goes. Oh, God. Move slow, move slow, move slow. That's a good look. That's a good look. Probably so janky. Oh. Oh, there we go. Well, it's not nearly as cold as it was yesterday, which is nice. Hey, there's an oldie but a goodie. Hang on. Who else is ready for summer? I'm ready for bed. Yeah, it's just this screaming pain right in my hip. All right. So, show you here. This is my Everest. Not Penny, but the dashboard area. I have to wait. Where's my lid for this? Good Lord. Every little thing you forget to do when you have this sort of pain is magnified by about 1 billion. Now, I gotta get my lid, and then I gotta go open my hood because that's where I'm gonna start. I also need gloves. It's nice out here, but it's still chilly. Now, normally I would cut here while I'm editing and just go to the next scene, but why not just show exactly how long this takes and why I won't be doing very much of it. Oh. Okay. How safe was I last night? Did we lock this door? So safe. Spare key. Uh-huh. Okay. That's my fuse box. It's a real pain to get that lid off, but that's where I gotta look to see if the fuse for my blower motor, which is over here, is blown. Okay, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was gonna be, but I bet you it's gonna be harder to get back in. I believe it's fuse 51. There it is. J-case fuses. Uh-oh, what the hell is J-case? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, according to the diagram, it's this one right here. Why the hell isn't there one in there? What is that supposed to be? Trailer. I mean, I don't have one of those. Well, you know. All right, well, I'm gonna get my Leatherman and pull that fuse out. That's one of those big boys. Although from what I can see from here, it doesn't look blown. So that's... You should not be surprised. Although there's a hell of a lot of corrosion. This whole fuse box could get cleaned up. That's for darn sure. I wonder if I can do, because if you see right there, all that green crap in that really high quality video. Yeah, that green crap is corrosion. So anyway, I'm gonna do a little bit of digging here and we will just check back in later because this is just grubby, gross stuff and I'm gonna get cold and miserable and that's not gonna be for good entertainment. Well, not for most people. Okay, so I'm just taking a minute here to warm up. Not my back, obviously, so I got an ice pack on that thing. Real smart, put an ice pack on your back and then go work outside in the winter. It's my life. What I'm going to do after I'm warmed up here is I'm gonna actually go disconnect the negative on my battery, and then I'm going to cinch the dashboard back up with the new climate control head and all of that jazz. I got the pie in the sky dream hope that taking the negative cable off while I'm doing all of that will reset the system and get rid of that ABS light. Did I mention that? My ABS light is on. It's not my actual ABS system though. That thing's been a pain in the butt ever since all of this climate control stuff started. I don't think that'll work, but you never bloody know. Both fuses are fine. I checked the blower fuse and the AC fuse in there. They're both fine, as I suspected they would be. I do want to get that corrosion cleaned up on those two main power wires that are coming into that fuse box or going out from the fuse box or whatever. I don't know what those are, but they're going out somewhere. And corrosion like that is never good. I don't think I have the stuff necessary to clean it up the wire toothbrush. I'm going to check my tool roll, but I don't think I have any of that with me. But that's where we'll start. I don't know that I'll be staying here another night. I kind of feel like I should get my butt back to the city where there's more stuff readily available to fix stuff like this. But anyways, that's that update there. All right, so I got it all zipped back up there, so I'm gonna do a little bit of tidying. None of the bolts are back in. Like I didn't put these two bolts in the dash here. I didn't put them on the kick panel over on the passenger side. I still have to put the driver's kick panel back, but I'm not gonna put the bolts in because I'm probably gonna have to take it apart again. Let's get serious. Negative cable is still off. I've just been doing a little bit of tidying and organizing. There are a lot of ogres that need rising around here. Or coffee, clearly. I've just been doing some organizing around Lucky, trying to get it okay in here, but it's whatever. It is what it is. What I am going to do before I hobble my way down and use the washroom, I'm going to take my boots, my actual winter boots, I'm going to put them over by the diesel heater vent and warm them up because just in preparation that if the air doesn't work and I got to go driving, it's going to get cold in that footwell. And I've got my insulated Converse, but they're not good enough. And without heat up there, it's just going to be a bloody nightmare. So I had to do that once. My heater core went in my Ford Ranger, which was it was my second vehicle, but it was my first standard vehicle. My grandpa actually gave me his old Ford Ranger. Well, kind of. I've told that story before. And my heater core went and I was driving all over Calgary. I remember just being freezing. Like you still get blowing if you want it, but it's not hot. So it's not what this issue is. There's no blowing. And yeah, that wasn't pleasant then, and I was a much younger man. A boy, even, some would say. I'm still a boy in a lot of ways, I think. Okay. Man-child for the win. Let's get these boots over by the vent and get to the washroom. Try not to get your boots on the bed. Yikes. There, I just took the vent cover off of my heater. The hot air is coming straight out there, warming up the boots, because yeah, we're gonna needs it. Also make sure the heater's on low so you don't set your boots on fire. All right, that negative cable's been off far long enough if it's gonna do anything. That's it. Let's get it reattached. Moment of truth. And see if that bloody ABS light goes off when we start it. No such luck. Okay. Well, shouldn't be surprised. So now it's time to get the van ready to move, I guess, because I gotta brainstorm and figure out what the heck I'm gonna do. When all else fails, eat some nuts. Okay, a little bit more organized in here, which is nice. I don't know if I'm just gonna rip back into Canmore and go to Canadian Tire there and start with those corroded wires, or if I'm just gonna go back to Calgary. The only other thing that I can think it might be is the ignition switch, which is located in the steering column. You have to take out your ignition tumbler, like where your key goes and turns or whatever the hell that thing called. And then the ignition switch itself is in there, and it can actually cause a whole bunch of electronic problems if the voltage is wrong on that. We've had to do that at work as well. I don't know. This has been going on for so long, and now it's so like hard fast with that ABS light. It's just like, nothing's gonna fix it. I'm gonna put on my toasty boots here. I think we're pretty much just gonna get on the road. Yeah, buddy. It's obviously best for me to start with those corroded wires because it's like an obvious thing. Let me get all wrapped up here and get the shoreline unplugged, and we'll hit the road. Just gonna keep my power line up here because chances are I'm just gonna find a place with power when I get back to the city. Don't forget to close the hood. Hold on to your butts. Here we go. The one thing I'm curious about regarding this with the heat and everything is this van has always been notorious for continuing to put hot air into the cab even when I have the air turned off. It's almost like there's like not a leak, but it's just the way this system kind of is. It's not blowing at you, but it's leaking. So yeah, once we get up to temperature, like operating temperature on the engine, we'll see. Maybe it won't be too bad, but definitely won't be hot. Let's find out. Hang on a second. I'm gonna pull over here. I just had a thought. Oh, this isn't a good place to pull over. Darn it. Okay, I'm gonna wait till I get down from the mountain. It's very cold, although it's not so cold that I couldn't take my toque off. My head was sweating. The coffee's definitely helping. I made another one before I left power, so that'll help because it's very chilly. The boots that were warmed up are already not very warm. But yeah, when we get down the mountain, I'm gonna try smacking the blower motor with a hammer. Metaphorically, because I don't have a hammer. Not metaphorically, but it's fogging up. It's gonna suck. All right, where are we gonna pull over here? Maybe even just right here. Screw it. This is gonna be a pretty quick ruling it out thing. So this train of thought is that sometimes when the blower motor itself is starting to go, if you give it a little smack with a hammer or whatever, it might jostle it into operation. My blower motor is not that old. I already had to replace it once in my van life journey. So we'll give it a shot though. The only reason I'm not, again, I want to rule stuff out. But another reason that I've got no confidence with this is because of that stupid thing right there. Stupid ABS light. Brakes have nothing to do with this. Okay, turn it to high setting. The vacuum is working. You can hear all the vacuum moving the vents and stuff to the defrost position. Hot. Put it on high. Nothing. What am I going to hit it with? By smacking it with a knife. There's plenty of those in Lucky. Ooh, that's really tight. What the? Why is that so tight? It feels like that's going to break. It's one thing after another. Shocking. I don't think it's the blower motor. All right, so here's the plan. Straight back to Calgary, straight to Princess Auto. Gonna get a multimeter so I can check to see if there's even voltage going to the blower motor. Get a wire toothbrush to clean up those connections, and then try to not lose our minds. This sounds like a pretty good plan to me. All right, so I actually just pulled over on the side of the highway here. I'm just outside of Canmore, just past Edmonds Flats on the way back to Calgary. I tried turning on my diesel heater because it was just getting so cold in here, and I'm like, well, I got a heat source. Let's at least get it hot back there, and maybe it'll radiate up here. Stupid thing got error 10 on it. I'm guessing that's probably because I was going at highway speed and the intake air stuff was just too cold. So I got it trying to start up again now. We will see. But yeah, my leg is killing me too. It's just a great time to be alive. I'm now also realizing that's a little crooked. It is what it is. But pro tip, when this happens, when you get back pain that is so crippling you can barely walk, barely move, and your air stops working in your vehicle, and then your diesel heater gets an error 10 and doesn't work, pull over and eat some cottage cheese. See, stopping and eating the cottage cheese helped. Diesel heater's working now. That's probably exactly what it was. It just couldn't get hot enough traveling through the cold temperatures at highway speed. So I'm gonna leave it for a little bit longer, let it get really nice and hot. I've got it on max. At least the cats are nice and warm right now. They're both back there hugging it. You can kind of see, well, Penny's right there. She's staring at Stella, who's just off screen. So at least they're warm. And this is my next plan. I'm just gonna throw a whole bunch of protein at this back problem. Just make sure you're done. You clean your spoon with a baby wipe, because you're in too much pain to go get your vinegar. Yeah, that will the heat leak theory? No, my shins are like frozen. Driving from Banff to Calgary in the winter with no heat? Do not recommend. Yeah. I should have put long johns on. I'm gonna rip in here, get what I need, and then go find a place to park and see what I can do, because not great. Hey Penny, you okay back there? Enjoying the heat? My goodness. It's nice and warm in here now that we've been stationary and the heater's still ticking away. I'm gonna have to top my diesel up soon though. All right, so wire brushes, multimeter, Allen keys, and this is if I get to deciding that I need to try to change my ignition switch. My stubborn work ethic is not going to let me sleep well tonight if I can't get this solved, but I've got plans in my head for what I can do if this doesn't work. I'm going to start by cleaning up that corrosion on the fuse box, and then we'll see. And then I'll do some testing with the multimeter. But I'm not going to put myself through the strain of filming all of it. I will give you a thorough report in just a minute. Okay, because I'm crazy and I never learn. This is the state of my house right now. Yes, the seat is out. Fixed up the corrosion. That was fine. That has nothing to do with anything I'm working on, I don't think. And I've got my DC to DC charger working. Look at this. All right, so I'm gonna get that flashlight out of here. So this was the setup beforehand. This little yellow fuse right here, that's for my HVAC. Actually, this 10 amp above it and that yellow one are both for my HVAC system, which is the climate control, all the air and everything. So I had the fuse tap, which is this guy here, right? If you don't know what a fuse tap is, it literally just taps into a fuse, and then this wire is what runs to my DC to DC charger, and it's the ignition source that tells my DC to DC charger, okay, the vehicle's running, turn on and send power to the house batteries, right? So it was with that yellow one. Well, it turns out there's a constant in one of these, like it's always on and it's unused in my model. So I just put this guy over here, took the 20 amp fuse out, put this over here. Now I'm just in auxiliary mode or whatever. Aha, I haven't actually tested to make sure that the DC-DC charger is working, but that light is illuminating. Now the interesting thing is I'm getting no volts on this fuse or this fuse when the car is running. Here, let's turn on the air on high. There we go. And then, actually, I haven't tested it with the car running yet. Where is my tripod? All right, this should work. So there you can see the voltmeter down there. I'll grab a negative over here off this seat post or whatever. Make sure we got a good ground. We'll check that there's power coming for this fuse tap. Yeah, we got 14.2 volts going through. I come down here on the 20, we got nothing. Nothing. On the 10, nothing. Nothing. No volts going through these, and the fuses are fine. Okay, I ripped into auto value there. I got myself the ignition switch. I'm hoping that solves my problems, but I want to read up on it, so I bought myself this bloody Haynes manual. And I know it's 2023, and I could probably just look up a thing on my phone or computer or whatever, but I don't want to do that. I like having a physical copy in my hands. I don't mind if these pages get dirty and grubby.
The pages are stuck together.
Chandler! From me working on the car, but my phone, it's a whole other thing, right? I don't know why I'm defending that so hard. That was really weird. But I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat right now. I can't imagine having to sit in the van and make myself some food right now. Oh, that being said, I'm gonna be sitting down to eat the dinner no matter where I go. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of reading over some din-din. But before you do that, don't forget to re-up your pain meds. Maybe I should go get a cane. Then I could be just like House. Oh, God. This is just one of those moments I couldn't not film it because I am an insane person, and that's okay with me, but I just got out of Canadian Tire and I could barely move. The pain is unbelievable, and this, I finally found a little bit of position here with my left leg elevated, bent, all the weight on my right side. Like, I don't know, I think that's the worst this pain has been since this whole ordeal started. And it's one of those weird things, it's like, well, I just shouldn't be filming, and there's no way I can film when the pain is at its worst. Or it's at its worst. Sorry, Stella, I'm freaking you out. Now it's finally starting to subside a little bit. Like I couldn't even drive. I barely got back to the van, and even just sitting in the seat, like it unbelievable that. And it's been at least an hour and a bit since I took that anti-inflammatory. I think the pain is saying you to the anti-inflammatory. This is this is take me now Jesus sort of pain. Holy Dinah. Wow. And I don't know. The fact that I'm doing my vlog and everything, it just feels like this should at least be in there, a little bit of it. I obviously wouldn't want to subject people to the actual writhing agony that I feel, but that wouldn't be my choice. There's no way I could do that anyway. I feel like I'm not going to get to finishing this. I feel like a lot of my vlogs from now on in the future, unless I start to actually take it bloody easy, they're not going to end the way I ever want them to end. This is ridiculous. So we're just gonna leave this one here. I am gonna go find a parking lot that has power, hunker down once this pain is, like I said, it's kind of starting to subside. So that's good. Wow. I'm gonna leave this one here until the next one. Just go out there, be happy, be creative, be yourselves. Most importantly, be positive. And I'm not just saying that to say it. I mean it still, even through all of this garbage. Thank you again for all of the incredible support. I do appreciate it. I'll see you all in the next one. Woo, buddy.